Simulation theory is a fascinating and complex idea that has been the subject of much debate and speculation. The basic premise of the theory is that the reality we perceive is not the true reality, but rather a simulated version of it created by a more advanced civilization. This simulation could be so advanced that it would be indistinguishable from the real world, and the people living within it would be unaware that they are living in a simulated reality. There are several reasons why one might propose the simulation hypothesis. One reason is technological. With the advent of increasingly advanced technology, it is becoming possible for us to create more and more realistic simulations. As technology continues to advance, it may become possible for us to create a simulation that is so realistic that it would be indistinguishable from the real world. In this way, it is possible that a more advanced civilization could have already created such a simulation, and we are living in it. Another reason for the simulation hypothesis is philosophical. Throughout history, philosophers have grappled with the question of what is real and what is not. Some philosophers have argued that our perceptions of the world are not a true representation of reality, but rather a representation created by our own minds. The simulation hypothesis could be seen as an extension of this idea, in which the reality we perceive is not just a representation created by our own minds, but a representation created by the minds of a more advanced civilization. A third reason for the simulation hypothesis is scientific. Some scientists argue that the universe is too complex and orderly to have arisen by chance, and that there must be some kind of underlying structure or organization to it. The simulation hypothesis could be seen as a way to explain this underlying structure or organization. Despite these reasons for proposing the simulation hypothesis, there are also many criticisms of the theory. One of the main criticisms is that it is not testable. If we are living in a simulation, there is no way to prove it, as any evidence we find would also be part of the simulation. Additionally, some argue that the complexity of the universe and the appearance of randomness, rather than being the signs of a simulated reality, are consistent with the laws of physics and evolution, which can explain the vast majority of phenomena we observe without the need of such hypothetical framework. Another criticism of the simulation hypothesis is that it is too simplistic and does not take into account all the complexities of the universe. Some argue that the universe is too vast and varied for it to be a simulation, and that there are too many unknowns for us to even begin to imagine what a simulated reality would be like. Additionally, with the lack of evidence, the simulation hypothesis is considered unfalsifiable, meaning that it can't be tested to prove whether it's true or false. In conclusion, simulation theory is a thought-provoking idea that raises many important questions about the nature of reality and our place within it. While there are valid reasons for proposing the simulation hypothesis, there are also many criticisms and questions that have yet to be answered. Ultimately, whether or not we are living in a simulation remains an open question, and one that will likely be debated for many years to come.